Hi guys, so I'm doing something a little bit different today. Like, the YouTube channel name is Misha's Manic Musings, so it's been a little bit all of the same at the moment, so I thought I would do something more about one of my other loves in life. Apart from makeup, apart from books, which will soon be on the channel I'm sure, my other love is films, as you can gather from what we're looking at here. Oh, Laurel and Hardy down the bottom there. There's quite a few, and they don't all fit in the shot. So on the top left there, that's all my Disney animations. So we've got Blu-rays, steelbooks, and one DVD. Then the next couple of rows down here is Blu-rays. So that's, I don't have a big collection, I've only been collecting them for maybe a couple of years now, something like that. So I don't have a big collection. And then along the very bottom row that you can just see is TV shows. That's also TV shows in there as well that I need to watch. And then there's my DVDs, which I'm gradually cutting down on. The ones that I can find on Blu-ray, unless the extras are different, I just get rid of the DVDs. But apart from that, that's them all. So that's just a quick overview. Let's get into the actual video. I'm not going to go into too much detail about these. I mean, some of them I have and haven't watched. There's something about these disaster films which really get my heart racing. Glad I don't live in San Andreas. And it's just so good, and Dwayne Johnson did a really good performance in this. You really felt it every step of the way. And it's quite powerful to watch as well, to see, kind of put yourself in that position, especially with all the things that are happening in Florida at the moment with Hurricane Irma. I think that's the name of it, Hurricane Irma. And just be glad that in Scotland, like, we don't have any of that. We're fairly lucky in that sense that there's no hurricanes, there's no floods, there's no earthquakes, anything like that. So it really does make you stop and think, how would I deal in this kind of situation? For me, I wouldn't deal at all. I don't think I could cope, but that's just me personally. Well worth a watch this. I love Shakespeare in Love. I think it's really good. I'm not that keen on the ending, I have to say. I do like Joseph and Gwyneth's portrayals as the characters. I do think they work. I also like Judi Dench in it. She's funny as anything. Ben Affleck doesn't appear in it too much, which is good because his character is a bit of an ass. It's a good film, and it's one of those films again. It was on steelbook. I think the extras in this are quite good, but it's just one of those films I now wish was on steelbook because it's such a good film. I rewatched it again recently, and it's still held up to how I remember it. I think I was never a wrestling fan. I was never into wrestling. I never watched any wrestling. So I really, before this, I had no idea of who The Rock was. I had no idea who Dwayne Johnson was. I had no idea about any of this. And yes, I'm wearing a jumper. It's September. It's cold! Don't think this is the best film to be introduced to Dwayne Johnson in. I don't think he's that good. He must look back at this film and think he wasn't any good, but I think it was the kind of script that they gave him and everything. I don't think, for me, I mean, he was in the second Mummy film, and I really don't see that character needed a spin-off. I just got this because I had the rest of the Mummy collection. It's not that memorable of a film. The character didn't need a spin-off. I would give this a miss unless you're a completist like me and you want all of the Mummy films. I've already had a rant about this. I've said this a lot. I've already had a rant about this in my steelbook because obviously Scream 1 is in steelbook, the rest are still on just standard Blu-ray, which is disappointing, so I'm going to skip over these quite quickly because we've still got quite a lot to go on with. I do enjoy these films, I do love them. Third is my favourite. I think Scream 3 is one of my favourites out of them. I think Scream 1 is good. I think that has a special place in my heart because it's the first film. It's the first film that was introduced to us. It's the first film that we would have gotten into and started the whole Scream process. I do like this one just because it kind of was a good ending to the trilogy. I don't know if we needed a fourth film, apart from the fact it had Emma Roberts and Hayden, whatever her name is, from Heroes. Like this the same way that I like the third one. It kind of shows Sydney coming back and she's moved on and everyone's married and happy, and then it all starts up again. I hope this is the end of them. I've not seen any other news, and obviously with Wes Craven now as well, with everything that happened, I hope they just leave this and they don't try and reboot it or anything like that. I think this is such a sweet film. I love watching Serendipity. It's not a film I can watch often because it is quite slow in its own way. It's like Sleepless in Seattle, which is coming up shortly. It's quite sad and it's quite slow. I don't know what else I can say about it without ruining it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. If you haven't seen it, I would definitely recommend picking it up to get your hands on. Well worth seeing if you want to believe in true love. This is one of the, I want to say it's one of the last Nicholas Sparks films that I've actually seen and enjoyed from start to finish. I think the most recent ones, if I'm remembering correctly, like Lucky One and everything like that, while they're still good, they're starting to get a bit samey, much the same as his books at the moment. I think he's found his niche and he's sticking to it, and the films are finding their niche and sticking to it as well. There's not much else I can say about this one. It's okay to watch, that's it. Again, another film, this is the 20th anniversary edition, and it's not in steelbook, or at least I keep saying to myself that these things are not in steelbook, and then people say, oh, you've missed it, like Wall-E. They've been out and then they've gone again. Hopefully this one will either get released in steelbook or re-released, whatever it is. It's obviously been bought from Amazon. I think I had quite a hard time getting this. It's the same as, there's another film that I'm after on Blu-ray, Beaches. They're really expensive. I don't get it. I don't get if it's because they're only released in America or something like that. And then if you think about it as well, the special features in this. I got this recently. This is, I'm feeling I got this from eBay, and I don't think it's a UK edition, and I initially panicked because A, it's a skinny ass Blu-ray, and then it's in a completely different language, as you can see, but it still plays on my Blu-ray player, which I'm quite impressed with. Again, this should have been a book or a novelisation. I really do wish it had been one of the two, because I would have liked to have read this from both of their point of views maybe. There is, don't be fooled by the listing that's on Amazon. There is a listing for this as a book on Amazon, but it's a script, and you'll notice that if you look into like the product description and the reviews and everything. It is not a book, so don't buy it. I didn't buy it. I'm just warning you not to be sucked in, because I was almost sucked in to thinking there's the book and it would have been a script. I watched this on Lovefilm recently. I was really looking forward to it. Obviously it's been advertised everywhere. Britt Robinson and Asa Butterfield's faces were on like the bus shelters, the sides of buses, everything. And I thought, hey, that's a book. Do you see a recurring theme here? Hey, that's a book. I must go and get the book as well. Cannot find the book for love nor money. But it should be a book. Recurring theme again. This should be a book. It feels like it's based, it looks like it's based on a young adult book. And I'm surprised actually that it's not kind of one of the few films similar to this that aren't actually based on any young adult books. I want it on a book. I want a novelisation. I want something along those lines. I want it, I want it, I want it. Highly recommended. I would definitely get this. It's well worth watching, and the ending is quite sad, but at the same time it works. And it kind of reminds me of Starman at the same time, which I think is also coming up. Obviously I have Speed 1 and Steelbook. Speed 2, Keanu Reeves did not come back for. I would have liked to have seen him come back for this. I think Jason Patric did a good enough job at this. I don't think it was perfect. I don't think it needed a sequel. I think it would have been nice to see Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock back together again, but obviously they came back in the lake house. Do like the little deaf lassie in this. I think she's really good. I think initially you just kind of brush her off, but she does have a good part in the film as well. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. Now, I still have my original Spider-Man. Don't say it. Just don't say it, okay? I still have my original Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans sitting down there on the bottom shelf somewhere. I've still got a special edition of one of them as well. For me, I wasn't like expecting to like Andrew Garfield in this. I thought it's just going to be a bit hit and miss, but I actually really enjoyed Andrew Garfield's portrayal, and for me it was better than Tobey Maguire. I think when you see Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man Peter Parker, you can really tell not how bad Tobey Maguire was, but how a bit lackluster he was, really, I think. I know there's going to be another Spider-Man with another actor. Not sure how often they can keep rebooting this in such like a short space of time, like within the space of a few years. We've had Tobey Maguire, we've had Andrew Garfield, and we've got Tom Holland now as well, I think. These for me are the best editions. I'm still hanging on to my original Spider-Man DVDs. I can't decide if I want to get them on steelbook or anything like that. I got this as part 1 and 2 because I thought, well, save some money at least. For me though, I don't think I'll ever upgrade to steelbook on these. This is a brilliant film. I've been watching this since I was young. There were some things that didn't quite make sense at that time. I think it has dated a little bit. Obviously some of the effects aren't the best. At the same time, I don't want it to have a remake because I don't think anything is going to better Jeff Bridges' performance ever. There's also a novelisation of this. Yay! There's actually a novelisation of this film. And I've read it, I own it, I think it's really good. I love watching this film, I really enjoy revisiting it. For me, it hasn't really changed at all, my opinion hasn't changed about it. If anything, my thoughts on it have gotten better as I've gotten older and as I've understood more parts of it. Moving swiftly on, we won't say anything more about that previous one there. I watched this recently on Lovefilm, which is now sadly ending in October, at the end of October. I really enjoyed this actually. I'm kind of strange that from the studio that delivered the Lego movie. I haven't seen the Lego movie yet. But I really enjoyed this film. I wasn't sure about it. I thought it started off a little bit weird, but it was really good. It's well worth watching, I would say. There's a Lego short on this. Again, the problem I have with a lot of these, it doesn't stand out from the crowd. Like, it's not quite up there with its Pixar companions. It's Warner Brothers, it's not quite up there with the likes of Pixar or Disney or anything like that. It's trying hard, but it's just not perfect for me. But it's well worth watching. The extended harder cut of Taken. I think this is one of those films that really brought kind of Liam Neeson back into the Hollywood fold again after taking some time out after the death of his wife. For me, this film was good. I don't necessarily think it needed a trilogy. I think it goes on a little bit too long for me. It would have been fine at one film, possibly two, but you know if they're going to do two, they're going to do three. I do have them all. I don't think I bought them all. I think I got given one or two of these and then I bought one just kind of make up. Okay, so I've just realised I don't actually have Taken 3. I only have Taken 1 and 2. But I do have the Taken of Pelham 1, 2, 3. That's why I'm getting confused. I think this film is good. I haven't seen it. I watched it once and I haven't seen it again recently. Again, it's one of the films that kind of John Travolta is going a little strange in. He's not quite the lovable hunk that we knew back in the day of Grease. I do think it's a good film, so from what I can remember now of it, I would need to go back and rewatch it again. It does have quite a lot of special features. I do remember it kept me going. It didn't really dip as far as I can remember. It didn't have any strong dips anywhere. But it's well worth watching. It's a remake, a film from the 70s, I want to say. It's another of those films where I ended up buying it twice and didn't realise until I actually got it home and put it in my shelf that I already have it. So I need to have like a list of my Blu-rays and steelbooks on my phone or something. That's when I'm looking and see, oh, that's really cheap. I don't buy it again. So I think I got one from eBay and I got one from Amazon, which was probably my main problem. That I bought from 2 different places. So I think I kept my eBay one, and because the Amazon one was still sealed, I'm just going to resell it again. This is a really good film. I wasn't expecting to like it. I wasn't sure how Sylvester and Kurt would go together, but it's well worth watching. It's a really good Sylvester Stallone film. This should be on steelbook. This should be a book. This should be everything. This should be like, oh, I love this film so much. I've been watching it for quite a few years now. And again, the same as Starman, I don't think really anything has changed for me. I think it's gotten better with age. I think Susan Sarandon is really good. I think Gina Davis's character is a bit of a brat, but that's understandable. Brad Pitt is a bit bleh in it. He's got a nice body. That's about it. He's really not... I was going to say he's not crucial to the storyline, but he kind of is. But I think any actor could have been his character in it. I really do think... I mean, all you've got here is you've got audio commentaries, you've got The Last Journey, you've got the original theatrical featurette, you've got an extended ending, deleted scenes. I think there could be a bit more, with how much time has now passed, I think there could be a bit more extras to this. I know there was a photo of Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis a little while ago where they came together and took a selfie and they both look stunning. I love this film. I had a total fit. I was going away for a few days, going away for a break. Rewatched this again multiple times and I was like, I really want to read the book again. And I know I own the book and I know I've read the book before and I can remember exactly what cover I'd read the book. And do you think I could find it in my bookcase? I was going through my dad's bookcase, I was going through my bookcase, I even checked my mum's bookcase. Don't know why I thought she would have it, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't know what happened to that book. I know would never have lent it out to anyone because I don't like lending out my books because I never get them back. So I had to rebuy it again and it came in the exact same cover that I remember. All these bits that I remembered reading from the book and that weren't kind of featured in the film, like the whole Gomez storyline. Really think that it was touched upon, but I don't think it went quite to the lengths it did in the book. But yeah, it was just a little mystery. For some reason in this house, books either get moved around or they go missing. Still haven't figured that out.